It is that time of year. It is spring. It is time to clear out all of the dead stuff and get ready for renewal and growth, both in our own lives as well as in our plants. We're talking lemongrass today. Everything you need to know about lemongrass. This has been in the house all winter, and it is time to clean it up, harvest it, fertilize it, and show you how you can use it to benefit you during the summer and in cooking and your body medicinally. All the good stuff, everything you need to know about lemongrass coming up. Welcome, I'm Sheri Traxler with Nourish Life, author of Go Forward, 28 Days to Eat, Move, and Enjoy Life God's Way. I am so excited that you are here to learn about lemongrass. First, let's talk benefits. Benefits of lemongrass from a summertime that's coming up in a few months. That is what I love it for. It's a mosquito repellent. Yes. Think of, this was explained to me once and I thought it makes perfect sense. Mosquitoes like human skin. They like animal skin. You don't want to smell like an animal. You want to smell like lemongrass. You want to smell like a plant. So any very aromatic plant is going to work. Lemongrass just happens to be one of the best. So this pot, which stays indoors with us during the winter as decoration, it goes out on the patio during the summer in between some of the seating area. And that allows us, as we brush by it, we get the scent. If I notice there's, some mosquitoes around, I'll intentionally mess with it, get all of the scent going. I mean, I can even smell it using that. Having that in the area helps. Also, you can take it, break off a piece, and wet it, and actually, just put it on your skin, and it's going to be a mosquito repellent that way. Benefits internally. I don't know why I put my glove back on. Benefits internally. Lemongrass has been shown to have strong antioxidant properties. It is a diuretic. There have been a couple of studies that have shown it even drinking several cups over time, meaning like a cup a day for, a few weeks, does show decrease in cholesterol, decrease in blood sugar, increase in red blood cells. How that works, they don't really know. What they're speculating is that it's because of the antioxidant properties, and it can help to decrease anxiety. Probably the aromatic essential oil properties of that is what helps there, and that'll be one of the things that I show you in a bit is how to make lemongrass tea as well as how to cook with it. And it's really, I'm excited about the cooking with it. I'm excited about all of it, but I'm really excited about that because from a friend of mine who grew up in the Philippines, very different climate. So this lemongrass would not be in a pot where she grew up. She was telling me the story that she would, be playing in the house and her mom would say, hey, go out in the yard and get some lemongrass for this soup or for this recipe. So she would go out and dig it up out of the yard. And she was over here a few months ago and showed me, I always, you'd buy a big lemongrass stalk or something, and I never, in a pot, even though it's a big pot, I never could get mine to grow the way you would get it in a store. So I was like, I'm not really sure how to use this. And she said, well, this is how it grows just in the wild for us in the Philippines. So she showed me how to wrap it and use it in a soup and stew. So I'm going to show you that. I'm very excited about it. To grow lemongrass in a pot, you want a very large pot. This is about a 5-gallon plus pot. And you want it that big and that deep because the stalks are going to grow down into the soil. And if you have a shallow pot, they're not going to have room to grow. You also want room to be able to have gravel, pea gravel, something for drainage down in the bottom before you have the soil, because it likes to be moist. It does not like to sit in water. You also have deep, or I should say rich, loamy soil. You can see how dark that soil is. And with that, you still have to fertilize. I'm going to show you how to fertilize in a minute. And you also want plenty of sun, because this is a tropical plant, so it's used to sun. It needs sun. So during the winter, we keep it by our patio window, those drapes open, and it gets southeast sun for all of the morning and midday. Then as soon as frost leaves, this plant goes outside. So that's why right now I'm getting ready to tend it and harvest some, so that as I harvest it, it allows room for growth, and then we're going to use some of it, and you get to see all of that. Tending it is super easy. In fact, it's easier than what I had realized once my friend from the Philippines showed me this. I used to cut off all of the dead leaves and throw them away, and she said, well, you want to leave a small layer around like mulch. She just laid them down in the bottom following the shape of the pot. So any that fall on the ground, I have a towel, but otherwise it's just time to get down in here and clip off the dead leaves. All of the dead leaves are clipped out from the bottom now. Some fresh mulch placed around. I threw out some of the old mulch because I just didn't want anything old that might have gotten diseased. And now we're ready for, oh, there's one more dead one. Now we're ready for the fun part, harvesting dandelion digger. Best thing in the world I have found for getting the deep lemongrass roots out. And I also, there was some kind of dead root area here in the middle. So I took that out and put it on the towel. Okay, I'm going to halve this one here in the middle. If I take it out, maybe it'll give a lot more room to spread. So that's the one I'm going to attempt to get out, and it's got a little bit of a hard stalk growing up in the air, but the good part of the root is going to be down in here. So you can see I don't know if you can see it, yeah. You can see the tendrils of the roots. You're not necessarily going to use this. It's this part that's so good. Now we have a lot of room in the pot for these to grow and spread once we get this fertilized. Fertilizing so easy, just a few times in the spring. This brand, which I can't pronounce, Growtone, all-purpose plant food concentrate for organic gardening, indoor, outdoor plants, and 100% fish protein. I don't know why, but I was told that was one of the best things for lemongrass, so that's what I use, and it obviously works. For a half a gallon, 1 capful, half a gallon of water. I'll use about a half of the half gallon, so about a quarter gallon today, and then the rest tomorrow, and there's my pile. It is time to be rewarded for all of that work. Let me get this and show you. We are about to start cleaning and wrapping the lemongrass. I've learned to do lemongrass 2 ways. One, if it's going to be in a stock, in a curry, in a sauce. Another, if it's going to be in tea. So let's go stock first. This is how my friend from the Philippines taught me to do it. And I'll show you on this, but it's just tied in a knot. You can bend it over, and then it just goes in the pot, which I'll show you in a second. All right, how do we do this? Let me show you. I will save this one because it's small. I'll save this one for tea in a minute. This is a good chunk. This has several roots going on, so this will be wonderful for some sauces and curries. Pull off the dead. Snip the little roots. Let you see that. And then break it up. getting into all of that lemongrass juice. To tie it, hold, wrap, and push it through. You will see really pretty versions of this, pictures, anywhere that you look on the internet. But from my friend in the Philippines, it was really about this messy. To start the lemongrass water, I'm just putting those into the boiling water. That lemongrass water is going to be my base for some Thai and Cambodian lemongrass curry recipes. Now comes my real reward. I deserve a cup of lemongrass tea after all of this. So we're going to clean off some of the lemongrass root stalk, the smaller pieces. Ah, yeah, very nice. Let me get one more over here. I'm going to dice this up pretty small. Made about a teaspoon. I need a little bit more. My tea kettle is starting to whistle, so I'm about to have my lemongrass tea. I encourage you, grow some lemongrass. It is so easy, it is so good for you, and it is beautiful both wintertime in the house and summertime out on the patio. My lemongrass stock is just about done. I'm going to let it simmer for maybe about another half hour, and then it will be ready to go into some Thai recipes and Indian recipes. And if you are on my email list, watch, because you've got one of those recipes coming to you as a bonus. Thank you for being here. Thank you for trying lemongrass with me. And make sure that you subscribe. Click that notification bell. And until next time, find your path, fulfill your potential, and go have a cup of lemongrass tea.